Happy December. So the first book I read in November was, well, not the first book, but a book I read in November was the third book, which I will put it up here, of the Onyx Kingdom, or Onyx, yeah, I think Onyx Kingdom trilogy. The whole trilogy follows Arwen, who has magical healing powers, and she ends up meeting the Onyx King in the Onyx Kingdom, and they end up, I think, starting a revolution or fighting a war or something, and they end up falling in love. Lots of different things happens throughout that I was really intrigued by. I don't remember what I rated it, so I'll put it on the screen as well. I liked how it wrapped up, but a few little bits that led to the main big war at the end of the trilogy was a little slow for me. I wish it was just a little bit faster or more engaging or something, or intriguing. Then I would have liked it a little better. The next book is the final book in this big chunky series. So it's the Chaos Crew. It is a quartet. I gave the last book, which is Killer Rain. Yes, I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed how it wrapped up. It was not my favorite because it just seemed to, it had a plot, but it also didn't have a plot at some points, if that makes sense, kind of at all. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not really going into much detail with these. But the whole Chaos Crew follows a female assassin who has grown up her whole life kind of being controlled and manipulated by these higher up people. And she ends up breaking out. Well, she ends up getting out, and she ends up meeting the Chaos Crew, which are 3 men who are also hirers for different jobs that they need people to just be out. And so they end up meeting, they end up figuring out, kind of what happened with her and everything, and then they end up working together. They end up falling in love, and it's really neat. It kept me really engaged, and there was just, it kept building off of each book, which I love when that does that. And the final ending and the wrap-up was just so good. I loved it. So yes, I gave that one 4 stars. The next book on my stack is Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is a dark stalker romance. The female main character is a trauma nurse. She gets stalked by our male main character, Josh. And it kind of goes along from there. He is on TikTok, I believe, and posting all of these thirst traps for people, and he wears a mask the whole time, which that's really intriguing. But she ends up commenting on some of his videos. That's where his kind of obsession started with her, and she ends up sending a single message to him that kind of starts the whole they meet in person, and he gets more obsessed with her as it goes on. And it was really good. I liked this more than I thought I was going to. I annotated the heck out of it, and I cannot wait for the second one to come out, and I am so excited. This was amazing, and I highly recommend physically reading this and getting the audiobook, because the audiobook made it so much better. So I gave this one 4.25 stars. I will be continuing this series. I think it's a trilogy. The second book comes out, I think, next year at some point, but I cannot wait. The next one in my stack is another dark romance. It is Butcher and Blackbird by Brienne Weaver. I gave this one 4 stars. I annotated this as well. This follows 2 serial killers who meet up once a year, and Lachlan, I think is his name, is the male main character's best friend and brother, and he gets to pick who they go after, and they meet up once a year. They start having feelings for each other, and it spirals from there, and it is so good. This was definitely more of like the gory dark romance than Lights Out. Lights Out was more like rom-com / a dark romance. This, however, was more like gory dark romance. So it was light on the comedy, but still had me giggling at parts, and it was so good. It did end on a sort of cliffhanger that I'm excited to get into the second one, which is Leather and Lark, and I'm gonna annotate that one as well, and I'm gonna have a great time with it. So I gave this one 4 stars. The next books on my stack is a duet, The Bonding Trials duet by Evelyn Flood. The first book is Denied. The second book is Devoted. I gave Denied 4 stars and I believe Devoted 4 stars. This follows the female main character who is a werewolf, but they don't shift or do. They do have werewolf tendencies or attributes, but they don't shift at all. And I don't think they have a wolf in their head either. I don't know. But they do have mates and nesting and stuff like that. But it follows the female main character named Sienna, who turns 18, or it's like a certain age where they finally get to get picked to go into like an alpha pack as their omega, and you're supposed to like take care of them. And so she gets picked to go with the Cohen pack, who are, I believe, 3 alphas, and they figure out, or the mate bond like snaps into place, but they have this other secret that they're going on that she ends up getting denied at the end of the first book, which that's not a spoiler, it literally says that on the back. But I'm not going to tell you anything else about it, but it was really good. I need more books that are like, I guess it's like Omegaverse. And yeah, I have some on my December TBR, but these were really good. I read them in like 2 days each, and I had a great time. The next book on here is The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. I ended up giving this 3 stars. This follows a world where all of the gods don't want to really start wars with each other anymore, and so they start this crucible, kind of like the Hunger Games with different trials, and I believe there's 12 trials in all, but instead of the gods playing themselves, they pick human competitors, I guess. I was gonna say sacrifices, but that's not, no. But they pick human people to fight for them. And so the female main character gets picked by the god of death, which he has never played in a Crucible, I don't think, ever. So it was a shock to everyone that he started playing, but he has his own stake in the game and why he wants to play this one. And it was enjoyable, but I ended up skimming like one fourth of the book because it dragged on way too much for me, and I didn't like all of the Crucibles. They weren't really new, in my opinion. It seemed more like they just found different games, different trials, and just stuck them all in here. Yeah, this is a trilogy, but I will not be continuing it. Yeah. So the last 3 books that I read in the month of November were all in the Rena Kent universe. And this is a trilogy. I'm reading it with one of my friends, the whole universe in a certain order. So we are on the Royals Elite trilogy. So the first book is Deviant King. The second book is Steel Princess. And the third book is Twisted Kingdom. I had a really fun time with these. I didn't know I would like the bully romance, but only if it's done right. If they're just being mean to the people for no legit reason, I don't care for that. This whole trilogy follows our female main character Elsa and our male main character Aiden, who she kind of lost her memory for a few years, and he obviously didn't. And he is very mad at her when she gets to the Royal Elite School because stuff happened between them that she doesn't remember, and it's fun for her to figure it out. It was very confusing at first, obviously, because we're just starting a trilogy, but it kept building off of each other, and it started off where the last book left off, and so it was an amazing time. I love Rena Kent's writing, and I cannot wait to read her whole universe with Emily. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I set a goal for myself this year to read 90 books. I have 17 books I have to read left. So I picked lots of short books that hopefully, I'm not going to get to all of them. But I have a kind of a good stack of a lot of different genres because I am a mood reader that I hopefully will want to pick up in December. Okay, my camera is going to die soon, so we're going to rapid fire through them. So I have Talking as Fast as You Can by Lauren Graham. I am obsessed with Gilmore Girls, so anything Lauren Graham or anything Gilmore Girl related, I'm gonna pick up. The next one is Have I Told You This Already? Stories I Don't Want to Forget to Remember, also by Lauren Graham. Then I have Through the Snow Globe by Annie Raines. This is like Groundhog's Day, because she has to do over the same day, but that's all I know from it. And I got this from Once Upon a Book Club box, so it comes with different gifts that I can open as I read, so that's gonna be fun. The next one I have is a werewolf romance, and it is Shadowlands by Mila Young. I don't know anything else about it, although only it's a werewolf romance. Then I have Premonition by Lee Walker. I have another werewolf romance. It is Shadows at Sunset by Tanya Royston. I have Hunger of the Abyss by Luke Hoffman. This is more of like a supernatural horror mystery. I have The Match by Sarah Adams. This follows our female main character who has epilepsy, and so she has a service dog, and the male main character's daughter, I think, has epilepsy or has something that she needs a service dog for, and so they obviously get together and help her find a service dog, and it sounds so cute, so I'm excited to read this one. Next, I have The Spare by Ava Rainey. It is a biotech billionaire romance. That's all I know about it. On the back it says, Gossip Girl meets Succession in this steamy romance about a tenacious Indian American heiress who's ready to prove she can lead her family's business, and her best friend's brother, a CEO hiding a secret that might be worth billions. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I'm not in the mood for a billionaire romance right now, because I did try to start this yesterday, but I was not in the mood for it. Hopefully I will get in the mood to read it because it sounds really good. Next are some more Christmas books that I want to try and get to. The next one is Baggage Claim by Juliana Smith. This one, my friend Emily annotated this for me, I think last Christmas, and so I'm finally hopefully going to read it. Next is Daughter of Winter by Corina Douglas. I don't know anything about it. Next is Talk Santa to Me by Linda Urban. I know nothing about it. Next is The Christmas Murder Game by Alexandra Benedict. I don't know anything about it, but the back says 12 clues, 12 keys, 12 days of Christmas. So I'm excited. I might, if it's broken up by days, I might do like one section a day and get this done in 12 days. I think that would be kind of fun. The last Christmas book I have, which I'm going to annotate for my friend Emily, is 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. I know nothing about this, but the cover is intriguing. Okay, the last 6 books I have are all by Hannah Gray. So the first trilogy, I believe they're sports romances. The first one is Love Alley. The second one is Forget Me Sloan. And the third one is Hate You Henley. And then the next one is, I want to say, All Hockey, because of the cover of them. It makes me think hockey. But the first one is Puck Boy. And I believe this is not a trilogy, it's more of like a more book series, but I only have the first 3. So the next one is Broken Boy. And the third one is Filthy Boy. Get the hockey stuff. So those are some of the books I want to read in December. Let me know if you would like to see reading vlogs or anything of them. I will be doing one for some of the Christmas books on my list, because I think that would be fun to kind of do and get in like the holiday spirit. So yes, I'm excited. Let me know down below what you plan to read in December, what books you've read in November. If you've read any of these, let me know. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.